What's up, everybody? Thursday morning, the 21st of January. Welcome back again. We've got our good friend David from UConnect. He's the founder and CEO. Quite the impressive resume, this young man. And he's also a BYU Cougar and Jimmer Fredette fan. So we kicked things off right this morning. We're excited to be here. David, thanks for joining us. Tell us all about what UConnect does and where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate the opportunity. UConnect was founded in 2014, really based on the idea that career services should be a bigger part of the student experience, should be a bigger part of the institutional value proposition. Far too many students enroll in higher education to advance their career, but don't meaningfully use career services, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to us. And so, we looked at the ecosystem and found that there was some really tremendous career resources, tools, technologies that can be transformational for students in their path. But again, were overlooked and underutilized. So we created a virtual career center platform to organize all those resources and curate them for students based on their background, their interests, and their goals. And we've been increasing engagement with career services for now 6-7 years, and really excited to continue momentum as career services becomes more important in this new wave of higher education that we're in.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you. As always, everyone, we want to know who you are. We've got a good group of people who are here with us. Drop in the comments where you're from, what school, what institution, what it is you do. And remember to ask any questions, especially the hard ones. I want you to throw at David over the next 20-25 minutes. With that, David, I know you had a presentation you wanted to walk through before we get into some comments from the community.
Yeah, would love to. So I'm going to share my screen. Just want to provide a little background for folks. Mark, can you just let me know if you can see this?
Looks great.
Great. So I'll fly through some slides, and then I want to show a little bit of a demo. Just as context, we work very closely with career services, not historically a strong partnership with academic affairs or faculty. So we're excited about potentially exploring that and want feedback of Canvas users on the call today about whether this would be valuable for them and their students, and particularly in the environment that we're in now. So as a little bit of background, UConnect is a virtual career center, the first all-in-one virtual career center in higher education, really a single home for all your career resources, data, and information. Our mission as a company is to help the next generation realize their potential by improving access to career resources, services, opportunities early in their lives and throughout their careers. We feel quite strongly that the sooner people have a sense of what career pathways might be interesting to them, and then insight about how to pursue those pathways, the more likely they'll be successful and realize their potential. So we've been doing this for several years, working with colleges and universities, from community colleges to Ivy League schools, really sort of any institution that has students who are motivated to launch or advance their career. Obviously, lots of things have changed in higher education as a result of COVID. UConnect believe two things will be, unequivocally true going forward. One is that schools really have to deliver effective virtual support to remain competitive in recruiting and retaining students. And I think the other thing is that, career services and outcomes will be a really critical component in students' decision to enroll, persist, and complete in higher education. With the cost where it is, unemployment and the uncertainty in the employment markets overall, where they are, sort of the confidence that a student has that their journey will result in career advancement, has to be really, really high to get them to enroll, persist, and complete. Historically, the challenge that we've been focused on is that, almost half of students graduate without ever having used career services or any of their online resources. And that's in a world where students are walking by the career center every day and, walking on the campus quad and, run into faculty and staff. And so when they're home or when they're in a hybrid environment, this number has jumped up quite a bit. And what we're unfortunately seeing is that fewer and fewer students are aware of the career resources that are available to them and are taking advantage of those resources. Historically and today, as much as ever, the challenge that we are finding as it relates to engagement is that while there are really high impact career tools and technologies, they're disaggregated, right? They live all over the place across different websites and portals and apps out of different colleges and different departments. It's really, really hard for students to know what resources exist, which ones to use, when, and how often. It's also really, really hard for faculty and staff to be able to refer the right resources to the right students at the right time. And again, that has only been amplified as a result of COVID and the shift to remote learning and, students being in a hybrid environment. And so, what we've done to sort of help solve for this well before COVID, but are seeing much increased sort of momentum on this front, is creating a single place for all of these career resources. Again, the first all-in-one virtual career center. We integrate all of the career tools, data systems, and resource and information that a school already has into a single place. We curate that for students based on their background, their interests, their goals, into these things called career communities. And for a wide range of reasons, the sort of single access point, the personalization, and the curation has led to pretty radical increases in awareness and engagement at essentially every implementation that we have. And we integrate with a lot of sort of services and tools and technologies that are commonly used in higher education, from the job boards, Handshake, 1220, Simplicity, labor market data providers like MC and Burning Glass, career education tools like Vault, alumni mentor platforms like People Grove and Graduate, and many, many more, to bring all of these really valuable resources together in one single place. So a couple of years ago, a couple of our partners started to ask us if we had ever thought about pulling career resources into the learning management system to simplify engagement. Students are obviously required to be in Canvas and are spending a lot of time in there. It's obviously, as you guys know, a really core part of the student experience. I think one of the things that has hindered career services in the past is that it's just optional. It's just another student service, or at least portrayed that way on a lot of campuses. And so some of our partner schools came to us and said, hey, if you could integrate this content into Canvas, not only could it provide more awareness and engagement for students, but also for faculty to make those referrals. And so part of the goal today is to get some feedback from Canvas users about whether that would be valuable for them, and whether that would be valuable for their students. This here is a screenshot of a school who's sort of trying to put career services, career resource and information into Canvas without the integration, just trying to sort of fit it in through a custom page or through a course page, and so there's a variety of sort of macro trends that have caused us to accelerate this conversation. Of course, students are in a difficult position as it relates to internships and full-time jobs. The market is very challenging for particularly new entrants into the market. There's not even the service jobs that students have relied on in the past, like working in a coffee shop, working in a restaurant, to be able to sort of fill the gap, right? So students are really stuck in a lot of cases. A survey pushed out by Handshake earlier in 2020 found that 99% of students said that they needed help from career services right now. So there's clearly more demand for that. And we find that with students at home taking courses online, they really do need sort of the encouragement of career development, that they are going to continue to evolve in their approach to launching their career. And if they're not engaging with these career resources, they're obviously inherently less confident that they will be able to advance their career, and they'll be able to get the outcome that that they hope for. So all that said, we've started to really pilot this integration in a much more intentional and meaningful way, which is really bringing the Virtual Career Center into Canvas. You see here a screenshot of the UConnect platform inside of Canvas on a demo site. We have the UConnect logo here, obviously in the Canvas navigation, and we're able to bring in internships and jobs from a job board. Career education content from lots of different providers like Vault, and Candid Careers, alumni mentors from providers like Graduate and People Grove, and many, many others. And I'll walk through some of the examples of content that we can bring into Canvas. Again, not only to create more awareness and engagement for students, but also so faculty can better support students in their daily interaction. So number one is career education content. So we can bring in articles, advice, videos, talking about the future of work, talking about recruiting best practices, talking about different industries, more sort of informational content about different career paths to help students who are sort of earlier in their journey start to think about different career areas that they might be interested in. We can bring in the internships and jobs that your Career Center already provides for students just through an integration. Sync those into your Canvas experience, promote internships, jobs, even on-campus jobs, volunteer opportunities, micro internships. There's lots of different sort of experiential opportunities that students can be taking advantage of. And so through our integration, we can present those opportunities, share who those companies are, the opportunities that they're offering, and do that again in a place where they're spending so much of their time already. Bringing in events, recruiting opportunities, networking opportunities through event calendars and professional development calendars across campus and in the Career Center. And so bringing all those in systematically into your Canvas ecosystem, powerful for students to be aware of those opportunities, and again, for faculty to refer them. Wide range of types of events, from alumni networking to employer panels to information sessions, recruiting events, and many, many more. Like I mentioned, alumni mentors, pulling from some of the highly regarded alumni mentoring platforms that are used in higher education. We've had deep integrations with these providers and several others to bring in mentors who have raised their hand and said that they would like to work with students who are interested in this particular area, that particular area. All of that can be curated and segmented by industry or by a wide range of other categories. But bringing those into the Canvas experience, also critically valuable for students and faculty. Experiential learning opportunities from student clubs and organizations to study abroad, to civic engagement. We have integrations with tools like Campus Labs, which is now Anthology, Teradota, campus groups, to bring all those opportunities in and make those visible to students and faculty as well. Of course, your coaches, people who will work with students one-on-one, helping them fix their resume, prepare for a big interview, put those folks in Canvas and make sure that those are those are front and center for students. And then lastly, career pathway data, both historical outcome data about what students at your particular institution have gone on to do as they graduate, and then also labor market analytics to show what different industries are growing, what employers are hiring in those industries, what skills are in demand, and much, much more to help inform the student journey and inform those key decisions. I think at the end of the day, there's really sort of three reasons that stand out about why this is, why this is important and why this could be important. One is intentionally integrating faculty into the conversation. Faculty are, in so many cases, king and queen on campus. And for faculty to be able to talk about career resources, A, helps them better support students in the moment, and B, could bring an extra level of credibility, when career resources are referred to by faculty that sort of create that urgency and get students to pursue those opportunities. So putting these resources into Canvas makes it super, super easy for faculty to make those referrals and make those recommendations. Like I mentioned before, another big reason is a single access point, right? Like we want to try and eliminate students having to go platform to platform to platform, understand what these platforms are, create a profile, log in, personalize their experience every single time that they log into a new platform. And so, we've done that on the co-curricular side, and then integrating all that content into Canvas is even more of a single access point than we've done in the past. So really just simplifying engagement by putting everything that a student needs in one place is a huge value, of course, for the student experience. And then improving outcomes by helping students just make more direct connections between their academic paths and their career paths. Hopefully helping students make those connections can lead to more meaningful outcomes and the economic and social mobility that so many students enroll in higher education to pursue. So that's a little bit about what we do. I'm happy to share the demo site and show you it in real time. I know that we have a little survey. I think there's 3 questions just in the interest of getting feedback from the group. I think we genuinely want to understand from Canvas users if this is valuable to them and their students and their ecosystem. And that will help us sort of think about how to prioritize this in our internal roadmap and how to better serve our mutual clients. So
David, let's take some questions really quick. One, so walk us through, is there any part of this integration that's built today, or where is that at?
Yeah, so there is an integration that's built today. I could share my screen really quickly and show you that. Can you see the Canvas demo?
Yep.
Demo site? Yeah, perfect. So this is in a demo site, built today. And this is essentially a virtual career center implementation that we have, in this particular case, the university at Indiana University. And, with the UConnect integration, you can see, here, I'll open up a couple of different content areas. So you can see a lot of different content that you would find in the Career Center. First of all, employers and jobs. Employers and jobs coming from their job board, coming from alums who are submitting opportunities. There's 320 opportunities here. You can sort by different categories, industries, job types. I can click through. I can see the open positions, learn a little bit about the Peterson Foundation, what the culture is like, what they look for in new hires, all that sort of stuff. I can see that right inside of Canvas. And then the events calendars, all the different recruiting events, networking events, industry panels, things like that. I can see the historical outcome data about what have students gone on to do when they graduated in the past, right? Where did they work? What industries, salaries, employment locations. I can filter by different majors. So I could say, okay, I'm an apparel merchandising major. What have all the students who have majored in apparel merchandising at IU gone on to do when they graduated? So all that information is at the fingertips of Canvas users through our integration. And then career communities, like I mentioned, is a big part of the experience as well. So schools create these communities around particular industries. And so if I'm interested in design, retail, and apparel, here's a wide range of content and resources and opportunities that are relevant for me, given my interest in design and retail. So I can come in here and see who the career coaches are, what events are relevant for me if I'm interested in retail and design, what jobs and employers, what alums have experience in retail and design that are willing to connect with me, student organizations. And then here's just a news feed of sort of career-related content. Again, either sort of announcements from the Career Center, recruiting advice from employers, insights about the future of work from faculty, and so on. So that is built, and I think there's some work that we would have to do to sort of, make it more sustainable, improve the user experience a little bit, help segment the content that is coming from system to system, but a lot of it is built, and certainly enough to give a flavor of what that user experience would look like.
Awesome. So we've got one comment here that is just wow. So feel good about that, David. The actual live demo, as we know, live demos are a little bit scary sometimes, but you wowed someone. Jim Newland here is saying, is this already designed? I think this is really a question about customization. Is this already designed, or can the career and readiness teacher add items?
Very much designed for the admins to add items. Everything that you see there is, the way that it works is the integrations pull all the content into the back end, and then staff and admins are actually publishing the content, which is essentially curating that based on what students need, and what is most valuable to your different populations. So the framework is designed, and the content is curated by Career Center staff, faculty, different constituents across campus.
Awesome. Talk to us about if someone wants more information. We've shared that link to the SurveyMonkey link for everybody to give us some feedback. But if somebody wants more information about UConnect, we had a question earlier about pricing, and they were wondering, is this free? This is not free, friends, but I'm sure that David could tell you a whole lot more about how to get information.
Yeah, so you can visit our website, which is gouconnect.com, gouconnect.com. There's an article somewhere on the Canvas website about the integration. So if you type into Google, UConnect and Canvas, you'll find that article. And then my email address, which I'll put into the chat here, is david@gouconnect.com. You can email me if you have any questions. But yeah, I appreciate your time, and and would really look forward to any feedback that you have in the survey. And if there's anything else, Mark, happy to share, but also know that everybody's got a lot of things going on. So I'm happy to follow up with people offline as well.
This is fantastic. Everybody, thanks for joining us today. Remember, david@gouconnect.com. We just put that in the comments. Check them out at gouconnect.com for any other specific questions you might have. Really cool stuff, and grateful to David and the UConnect team for joining us. We're back tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m., everybody, talking about Canvas for Littles with a pretty impressive group of educators. Thanks, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good one.
Have a good one.